Hello. Oops, full screen. Morning. Hey, my name is John Tague. I'm a teacher of math here at Bells Free Academy, and your student is in my class, and we use a flipped classroom model. So just wanted to give you some background on what that is if you haven't heard about it already. So a couple questions that I try to answer as I'm working my way through, or things that I think about when I'm working with students. First one is, what's the best use of my face-to-face time with students? When I'm working with your student, what's the best way that I can interact with them on a daily basis? And what's the best pace for students to learn? So how fast is too fast? How slow is too slow? What's the right pace, and is it the same pace for every student? So traditionally, in math classes that you probably have been in, the way it works is that the teacher introduces new material at the start of class, and then maybe towards the end of class you have some time to practice new concepts. A lot of times you'd leave with homework and you'd go home at night and you'd practice those new concepts, and then you'd come back the next day and you would probably go over those concepts again, check the homework, clarify, and then there'd be more new material introduced, and then there'd be more practice, and you'd go into that cycle. The problem being, if you didn't get this concept here, and the next day we built on it with new material, you found yourself getting further and further behind as time went on. The way the flipped classroom works is that we've literally flipped that concept. Okay, our new material is introduced outside of class, and our in-class is to actually practice with the new concept. So we sort of flip the arrangement where the new material is introduced at home via video, sort of like this one here, and the class time is used, the time face-to-face is used to practice with the new concepts, and that's sort of the introductory version of it, and we've refined that over the last couple of years. So these are some comments that I've heard from students. Okay. I'm trying to eliminate that struggle in mathematics for students, trying to get it so that they understand what's going on, they feel confident, they get answers right away, they don't practice doing things the wrong way. So for me, the history of this, it started when one day towards the end of class I was talking to a student trying to explain something, and we were running short of time, and she looked at me and said, oh, never mind, I'll just look it up on the internet. And it was no big deal. My feelings weren't hurt, but it was clear to me at that point that the information is out there, and so we ought to try to take advantage of that. Shortly after that, I got involved in Twitter, saw a tweet about the flipped classroom, which led me to a couple teachers in Colorado who started using this sort of method to compensate for sports and absences. They would record their lessons for the athletes that had to leave on trips and miss chemistry class, and that way they would not miss class, and then they discovered that other students, even that were in class, were using the lectures, and so they started this sort of approach, and they've become nationwide with it. In spring of 2011, I started with my AP Calculus class. I then worked on with my Math 2 class, and one of the comments that sticks with me that came out of that Math 2 class is the students liked it, or this particular student liked it, because no one gets left behind or held back in this approach. In the fall of 2011, I started full-on flipped class with my calculus class, with my Math 1 class. I did the same in fall 2012. I haven't updated the actual date here, and continuing on through fall 2013. So we've been at this for a little while, and we've made adjustments along the way, and students like it. I don't know what I did there. I wanted to do that. All right, so basically, essentially at home, I give the students notes, and they watch a video and interact with it and get information from there. In class, we answer their questions, we work through some guided practice, we have extensions, we have projects, and probably most importantly, we have benchmarks. So we want to check, do the students actually understand? And we want students to work, I want students to work until they actually understand something and can demonstrate that understanding. I don't want to say, oh, well, you've done this for a day, we're moving on to the next thing. Sorry, you didn't get it, and we've got something else to do. So some students will take this rather quickly. We'll be able to move from one task to the next quickly. Some students may take a little longer, and that's okay because they're all individual people. So the benchmarks are the key to tell me that a student has actually understood something, and it's the way that we control the pace. Is when you pass this benchmark, you can move on to the next thing. What we're trying to do is move from information to knowledge. We take what they have for information, and we hopefully transfer it into knowledge, and they demonstrate their knowledge rather than just regurgitating a bunch of information back to me. What we found is there's a reduction in stress. Class is a whole lot less stressful for all of us. I'm not trying to contain a group of entertain or contain a group of 20 people to listen to my every word. Students aren't frustrated because maybe somebody's less focused than they are. Students are able to just work at their own pace. Students aren't stressed because they didn't understand something and now we're moved on to something else. My direct contact with students has increased greatly. I talk to every student in every class every single day, and I don't know that I could have said that before. And I talk to them for an extended amount of time. I answer their questions. We talk about other things besides just school, but I have far better increased direct contact with students. Students, when they're watching a video, they can pause and rewind. If they're not sure, they stop, they rewind, they look at it again. They have that information. It's hard to pause and rewind me as things go. Help's available when they need it. If they're having a question, they can ask me. If they're struggling, they can ask me. They can ask their neighbors because their neighbors are nearby, and if their neighbors are a little bit ahead of them, they may be able to help them out as well. But they're not sitting at home going, gosh, I remembered this in class, but I don't remember it now. And we also reduce that bad learning, where you practice doing something the wrong way time and time again, and then you come into class the next day, it's like, oh, I can't believe I did all 50 of those problems incorrectly. So those are what we're some of the things we're after here. Students use the videos to review. They can go back prior to a test. If they get confused about something, they can go back and watch. The videos are out there. The original source material is out there so that they can find it. And there are lots of other videos as well. If they, for some reason, don't get it when I'm seeing it, they can Google search the topic, and there's probably, 80 or 100 other videos on the same topic. So the concerns when we first started with this, and they've sort of immediately eliminated themselves as we've gone on, were I don't have access to technology. We can work around that. I can burn a CD, or a DVD, I can put it on a thumb drive. And the other is homework is not done. Well, if homework's not done, we work on it in class. And honestly, what we do now is I really have stopped giving out homework. We can get everything done in class. We can move things through, so kids will be watching videos in class, and then they'll work on the thing. If they finish something up, they don't have to say, oh, I have to wait till we go home to watch the next thing, or whatever it happens to be. So largely, I've eliminated homework. I don't think students need a full-time job after school. They're here all day. They don't need to be doing other things at home. They can actually go home and enjoy family time or whatever other activities that they're involved in. So the homework not done, I've more or less eliminated that. But again, we're trying not to hold anybody back, and we're trying not to leave anybody behind. That's our mission. Okay, but the students do have to take responsibility for themselves. They have to say, okay, I gotta get this done. There's no homework assignment where I'm saying you must have this done by this day. They're working at a pace. As long as they're moving forward, then we're okay. They've got to take the responsibility to keep moving forward, to keep learning as best they can. That's what we're after. So if you have questions, you can email me, you can call me, or you can, if you can follow me on Twitter, that's fine too. And if you're curious about Flipped Class, you can hit this hashtag, and there'll be lots of people talking about Flipped Class all the time. But I'm happy to answer your questions at any point that you have them. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to watch this, and look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.